Welcome back everyone, and if it's your first time here, my name is Rob Macfarlane, and every week I take a look at your favourite film and TV series, analysing it to see just how the filmmakers do it. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, and today we're going to take a look at 3 techniques that John Krasinski uses in A Quiet Place 2 to take you to the edge of your seat. Number 1, John Krasinski is a master at using perspective. We watch everyone in the street who's making even a peep of noise. But when we enter the pub, we don't spend too long before we actually change perspective to other people in the pub.
We're on Main Street and I don't... Are you there? Mom?
So as we follow the father and daughter inside the pub, we see the father is very concerned about the daughter, but then we hear the iconic clicking sound of the monster outside. This changes the focus of the father to the outside of the pub, and with that, the camera changes angle. This starts to set the stage for the set of rules that we're going to go along for the majority of this scene. So when a sound happens, people's perspective, their focus changes, and with that, generally, John Krasinski has cut to show that person's perspective and their reaction of that sound. So when we hear the sound outside, the father and pretty much everyone else, they're pretty scared. We actually change to show not the outside of the pub, not the windows of the pub, but we actually show the father's face. This keeps us within the father's perspective because we see his reaction to that sound. And this is what's really interesting here. Perspective lets us know how each person is experiencing something, so then we understand, using our mirror neurons and our empathy skills as human beings, what we should be feeling when we hear or see what the filmmaker is presenting us with.
Okay. We're on Main Street and
As the father and daughter start to back away now, we actually hear a phone conversation happening in the background. This changes the father's focus from the monster outside to the girl inside having a phone call. On a side note, if you're feeling suitably, anxious from watching all of these clips from A Quiet Place 2, don't forget to smash the like button and, subscribe so you don't miss any of my other episodes. Thank you. And then we cut closer to the girl having this phone call. So we're now within the perspective of this couple on the other side of the pub. John Krasinski has been really smart here. He hasn't let us stay on this couple for too long, so we know that this isn't a permanent set of characters we're going to follow. We jump back to our protagonists. They are almost the pivot point from which we're going to go off to other perspectives. Then once we go back to the middle of the room, another sound comes from the other side of the pub. And because these people aren't making a lot of noise, we don't get annoyed by these characters. And that's something that I think is really important in a lot of horror or suspense films. When we see someone do something really stupid, but John has been really smart. He's done something that could have fallen into the cliche, but it didn't.
You're strong.
Now, I think it's worth taking a quick step back and just taking a moment to really appreciate the choice of characters for this film franchise that he's created. He's put a lead character with a lot of power, with a hearing impairment, up against monsters who have incredibly acute hearing. It's perfect. I mean, it's so obvious, I don't know why no one's done it before. So then after the man who's praying is silenced by the father, we then join the experience of this horrific situation in the daughter's perspective, the one who has the hearing impairment, and we actually get to hear what she hears. which is nothing. And this does two things. One, it lets us know, well, what is her experience of it? We get to join her in her experience, and it makes us more empathetic to her journey. But two, it also makes us absolutely hypersensitive to all sound. So why is perspective so effective at getting us even more tense? Well, it tells us just how everyone is experiencing this horrific moment. Because if one person was terrified but someone else really wasn't that bothered, then we might think that it maybe isn't quite so dangerous. But because we get different perspectives, young, old, female, male, parent, child, we know that this situation is terrifying for everybody and that everybody would be in the same boat. The girl's perspective also leads me on to the second technique that John Krasinski has mastered throughout the Quiet Place film franchise series 9. And as you know, he's used the sound to motivate our perspective changes throughout the scene to allow us to experience other people's perspectives. But what else has he done? Well, he's made sure that we are absolutely on the edge of our seats just before the moment where the monster finds them. So the room gets quieter and quieter and quieter until we literally are in silence. And it's in that moment, because of the lack of information through sound to let us know what's happening. And now at the end of this scene, which lasts just a little over 2 minutes, we get the smash, the sound of the mobile phone going off. Now, what's interesting here is this is not the sound of the monster that scares us, it's the sound of the mobile phone. The reason why this scares us is because earlier in the scene, John Krasinski has made us think that the mobile phone is not going to go off. And he does this by choosing to have had the phone, knowing that the monster will absolutely react to that sound. Finally, number 3. John Krasinski cuts this scene to perfection. What do I mean by cutting the scene? Well, something very similar with regards to this scene. He starts the scene very slow. From the moment we enter the pub all the way up until the moment that the mobile phone goes off, we have a total of 14 cuts across 1 minute and 38 seconds, which actually totals an average of 7 seconds per all the previous cuts in the scene. What this does is it actually ramps us up into feeling tension before it actually happens. So from the moment the mobile goes off, John then hits us with 3 cuts at only 1 second each. This is 700% faster on average than the previous 14 cuts in frame with the mobile phone ringing. I think this is probably a very classic way of dealing with the scene, but that's why these movies are just so effective. They actually tackle scenes of tension and horror, anxiety, and outright destruction in really unique ways. I hope you still got some coffee left. Don't forget to chuck a comment down below to let me know what other TV series and movies you'd like to see analysed. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget I release episodes on Thursdays and Sundays, and I'm currently doing a series on A Quiet Place too, so expect even more in-depth analysis on why this film is just so good.